To understand the state of mind, I saw this clip. This is Bill Maher talking to John Leguizamo. Okay? This right here says all you need to understand. How even so-called liberal white people like Bill Maher, just listen to this bullshit.
Say, is he a racist or not? He's an 80-year-old, or soon to be a year away from 80-year-old guy whose father was a virulent racist.
Oh yeah,
and
he marched with the KKK. His father was arrested.
His father was definitely a racist,
and his grandfather was a pimp.
Like of the times, the people are a product of their times. He is a product of his
but some of us overcome our times.
Yeah, exactly. That is absolutely true.
He hasn't overcome that.
That is true and fair to say. But he's not on the level of racism that
Stephen Miller is. No, nobody's at the level of Stephen Miller's racism, and who's the architect of all this mass deportation. Grew up here in Santa Monica with Latinos, and I guess they bullied him, and he's got a chip on his shoulder over that.
See, here's why I crack up with, oh, he's a product of his times. I'm sorry, were there no non-racists when Trump was born? I mean, I love it when they say the same thing about the period of slavery in the country. I'm sorry. Do anybody remember who this guy is? I mean, I don't know, maybe, but I'm just kind of saying, this guy right here, name is John Brown. I guess he wasn't a product of his time. I guess, Greg, there were no white abolitionists. I guess there were no members of churches who said this thing is wrong. I guess there were no white people who met in the office of William Trotter's The Guardian in Boston when they created the Niagara Movement, which actually led to the creation of the NAACP. I guess those white people were not living in the same time as Trump's dad. So to Bill Maher, no. We can excuse the racism because, he's a man of his time.
Yeah. Well, Bill Maher has been a soft white nationalist. It's funny, isn't it, Roland? It's funny, isn't it, y'all, how when these folk, and I give Donald Trump this, absolutely. He has an eye for the type of visual you need to rally your troops. The people he has curated around him absolutely came from central casting if you're talking about a hillbilly horde. As Bill Maher ages, he looks more and more like his politics. He should be sitting somewhere on a couch, on a veranda in Miami Beach, with unvarnished racism coming out of his mouth, because he's a soft white nationalist, and he's always been. His sunglasses are getting a little darker. At some point, the N-word will be used a lot more freely. And John Leguizamo, who has had politics that have been decent at some point, but at other points, his kind of white adjacent Latinx identity has allowed him access into the periphery of some things. It's quite to be expected that they would dance around the issue. But ain't nobody going to deal with what you're dealing with, Roland, which is why you had to build your own network. John Brown was in Kansas. In Arkansas, they had something called arsenic. What was that? That was Arkansas SNCC, which had white folk in it. They fly in the face of the very type of solidarity politics that prevailed in the civil rights movement, that said we're going to put working class interests together, that led to the rise of the Rainbow Coalition, whether you want to call it with Fred Hampton in Chicago or Jesse Jackson and Push in the wake of Operation Breadbasket, as you have walked us through countless times. But ultimately, it all comes down to this. Bill Maher still has a show on HBO with increasingly fewer viewers. You get rid of Colbert, you might get rid of Jon Stewart, but guess what? More people right now are watching Gil's Arena, watching basketball talking shows. Stephen A. Smith then signed another $11 trillion contract with Sirius while he's vomiting all over the airwaves. And in all of that noise, you got a few people punching. You got you punching Black Star Network. You got what Tiffany Cross and them are doing with their podcast. What is it? Native Land Pod. You got people trying to put together tours like what they did with this kind of going around the country, this listening tour this for the People Power Tour, and we're this close to linking up. But you know what the metronome has been in all of this? It's been the Black Star Network. This is the one that comes on day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year at this point. And we have to punch through this noise at this point, because if we don't punch through this noise, people are going to be watching basketball podcasts and YouTube, while these people are stealing everything off your body and leaving you butt naked in the street, scratching your head, talking about what happened next. But the ideologues are clear. We have to be clear. We just got to continue to remain focused.
I love this here. This is this cracks me up. No, you have to go. You can comment on this and then go ahead and bounce. You know, he was a man of his time. Fred Trump, Donald Trump's dad, was born in 1905. This white guy I'm about to show right now, he was born in 1911. I'm sorry, his name is Hubert Humphrey. Born same time. Nola had to go. I appreciate that. Reese, born around the same time, but civil rights believer, significant advocate. So I love this. He was a product of his time, as if there were no white folks then who were not violent, racist, and who, against Bill Maher, all white people marched for the Klan. Yay!
Well, this is a thing where people like to do, where they like to normalize and sanitize white nationalism and racism. First of all, it's fuck Bill Maher. He ain't shit. So, of course, he's going to side with Donald Trump, because on any given day, he sounds just like him. So I don't do this thing with white people who try to gaslight you about racism and try to act like they don't know what it is when they know damn well what it is. You just don't give a damn. But instead of saying, I don't give a damn about racism, you got to sit up there and try to act like you're educating or you're schooling people on what it is. Go to hell, Bill Maher.
I mean, I just sit here and just laugh when these idiots do that.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing. We've raised over $10.6 million of our $17 million goal. That means there's room for less than 6,370 people to invest in Fanbase for the average amount. The minimum to invest in Fanbase right now is $399. That makes you an owner in Fanbase today. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Why? Because current social apps have taken advantage of users for far too long, with content suppression, shadow banning, harmful racist content, and no real tools for monetization and equity. Fanbase has over 1.4 million users and counting, allowing anyone to reach all their following and monetize their content from day one. Social media is the new TV, and whoever owns the apps that distribute that content have the opportunity to own potential billion-dollar companies. While big platforms with uncertain futures are failing to serve their users, Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now, invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the next generation of social media.